I want to talk about something I have been avoiding lately. And it's not because I'm scared to do it, it's more of I'm scared of what will change if I do it. And I think a lot of us are in this point in life where we're happy with what we have. We're grateful, we're in peace, everything's super calm where we're at, and we're happy being by ourselves. But there is a question I have been thinking about. What am I protecting by staying comfortable? And what version of myself can I unlock by being uncomfortable? Because I don't think this comfort is out of fear or out of not wanting to do something. It's more of I'm comfortable where I'm at and I'm in peace. And that is where it gets complicated because one of the biggest things that I am avoiding right now is going up and cold approaching girls. I came off of having a 4 year long relationship and it just feels a little weird. And I'm also pretty comfortable with being by myself and being alone. I know that I'm not bad at talking with people. I work in sales, I talk to people every single day, and I can talk to people for hours. The communication's not an issue for me. But the problem is the unknown outcome, not knowing what's going to happen next, is what really makes me hesitate to taking action. I see a lot of girls that look like they're super cool people, really pretty. Before I can act, I just think she wouldn't be interested. Do I look creepy? Is this weird for me to just go up and talk to him? And at that point, in my mind, the decision's already made, and I don't do it. And I mean, it's not because I can't handle rejection. It's because I don't know what the rejection's gonna mean. I'm not afraid of that moment. I'm more afraid of what am I gonna tell myself in my head after that moment? What story is my mind gonna make up? And it's just a whole new territory. I'm not used to this. And it's just a weird thing to have to get used to after coming off such a long relationship. It makes me question not thinking I have to make myself perfect, but to know myself enough and love myself enough to where I can walk up to somebody and, like, what does this say about me? Am I still confident? Am I still grounded? That really led me to this realization that I'm not avoiding action because I'm lazy. I'm avoiding action because I want to protect my peace. I want to protect what I have right now instead of going out and getting things that are better for myself. I worked really hard to get to where I am. A few months ago, I had really bad thoughts in my mind. I actually hated myself. And I've grown to love myself and be happy with where I am with God, with my mind, and who I am. I beat myself up constantly, mentally. I just felt lost, so lost, that when things got quiet, it was so hard to disrupt it. And I just was an endless cycle of me thinking. Just knowing where I am at now, I just think, what if this action, not even just talking to girls, acting on certain opportunities and certain things, how is this going to disrupt my peace? Will this action stop me for where I am at right now and disconnect me from it because I'm so happy for where I am? And it's a weird feeling. I don't think I've ever had this feeling before. I'm scared to move forward sometimes because I'm so grateful for what I have right now and I don't really need anything more. I don't need it, you know? Like, I want a girl. I want to have a girlfriend. I love the feeling, but I don't need it because I'm so content of where I am right now. But there's something truthful that I have to face, that every time that I have grown, every time that I've made these changes, I've been happy with the result. But during that change comes discomfort. I think I perform the best when I'm uncomfortable, I'm driven, I'm motivated, I have a hard work ethic. I adapt, I grow really fast, and I'm really good with people's, opinions, and I learn very well. That's the only time that version of me shows up is when life is not easy, when things are uncomfortable. And yet, I keep choosing comfort. And I'm not making these steps and these decisions to further myself. And I ask myself why? Because comfort feels safe. It's the easy way out of things. And it's that decision that is not hard to make. And it's not like I'm just sitting on my couch all day eating ice cream, watching movies, and, playing video games. It's just my normal routine stuff, like going to the gym, going to school, going to work, occasionally playing golf, having fun with my friends. It's not that I'm not doing anything, it's just that I'm not doing anything to adapt and grow better. And it brought a sense of clarity that grounded me. Everything that I have right now, my peace, my clarity, the opportunities that I have, is not mine. Everything that I have is God's. It's not mine to keep. It's not mine to keep after this life. And I ask myself, why am I so clingy to comfort if it's not mine in the first place? And when I'm called to live in purpose, I need to disconnect with that comfort. When I have a purpose, I need to keep going forward until I get that purpose. And another habit I have, a big vice of mine, is validation. When I get uncomfortable, I turn to other people and I tell them what I'm doing to make myself feel like I'm doing the right thing. I tell them everything I'm doing, what I'm planning on doing, what I'm excited about. What they think about it controls me. In my mind, I'm just telling myself I'm sharing what I'm doing. But deep down, I'm asking. I'm asking them for how they think. Am I doing the right thing? Does this make sense to you? Do you approve of everything that I'm doing? And I see myself doing this a lot. And it really impacts what actions and steps I actually do to move forward. And that's the scary part, that this validation can control me so much for when I get these words. And sometimes when they're positive, my action just stops because I already got the reward that I was looking for. And that was validation from other people. And these words started replacing the work that I was doing. And I'm not saying to hide everything from everybody you love, because you shouldn't. And some things are meant to be shared. But sometimes you have to move in silence and do these things and show people with your actions instead of the words that you speak. Put your head down and let the results speak, instead of just giving them all these words and not doing any action. And when you care about how everybody thinks, you let their perceptions choose what your outcome will be. And that is very dangerous. And through all these things that are going on, what I'm very proud of and that I love the most about myself is how I learned how to be alone with myself without feeling lonely. I can sit by myself, go on drives, go on walks, just sit in my chair in my room and just journal and write about my life. I'm okay through all of that. My mind isn't filled with all these bad thoughts and all these doubts all the time. And my thoughts aren't attacking me like they used to. And I can just sit here and think without my mind getting so fogged. I think about my future, my faith, who I want to be through God, instead of these negative thoughts. Like I said, that wasn't always the case. I was having a rough time a few months ago, especially October, November. I hated being alone. I hated being in the dark. I couldn't just sit with my thoughts, or else they would just keep running me to the ground. So the things I've changed, I started journaling more. I got closer to God. I read the Bible every single day. I read books. I deleted Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok all from my phone, so I'm not distracted by it, distracted by other people's thoughts. Slowly, it became just me and my thoughts, my peace of being by myself. and not having to depend on anybody else's comfort to make me feel happy with myself. I chose to be grateful for the things around me instead of being so locked into this mindset of focusing on what's bad's around me. I'm really proud that I was able to do this. It was something that's been hard for me for a long time now. It's pulling me out of a lot of situations that I did not want to be in. Life hasn't gotten easier either. I have a lot of things that are going on, and some that I don't want to be in. But my relationship with myself has gotten way better. And that helps me through all of it. One of the habits that I've built for my future self that is helping me to be in the silence with myself is not always having my AirPods in, not always listening to music, mainly just listening to music in the car and listening to podcasts while I'm at the gym. This just gave me time to think, time to be in silence, and not always having another voice in my ear or another sound in my ear. I'm grateful for all the sounds that are in the world. It really draws you away from other things. But I felt this fog in my mind for when I was listening to music for 4 or 5 hours a day. And when I stopped doing that, I've been able to think more, be more connected with God, and have better relationships with people around me. Silence sometimes can be uncomfortable. You can get bored really easily. But I find it when I'm in that boredom, when I'm in that silence, the best work that I can do, the most focus I can have is during that time. And I learned a lot about myself that I did not know before. I think that clarity has turned into discipline for me. And it ties back into one standard that I have. And that standard I have for myself is waking up early. And not everybody's a morning person. But I just find when I wake up early and I either get the gym in or I get the word in the morning, I have set myself up for a great day. It's something small, but my mind is so much better throughout the day when I do that. Lately, that has been slipping because I can't get back in my routine and my sleep's been off. It's been a little weird. But that's something I'm really focusing on, of being a non-negotiable, because I want to protect my mornings. And I don't have all these answers yet at all. The difference between my purpose and my peace, the difference between sharing and being in silence, the difference between comfort and discomfort. It's a really big medium that I don't fully understand yet. But I know this. Avoidance isn't always fear. It can look like comfort. You're grateful and you're happy and you're joyful. You're excited for where you're at in life. And growth doesn't always have to look loud. It can be internal. It could be making this relationship with yourself, with God, that doesn't have to be shared. That can just be between you and Him. All this work that is done behind closed doors will show to others when time has come. So take care of your peace. Take care of your thoughts. And if you're in the season of protecting yourself, just make sure you're not avoiding your purpose through protecting your peace. If you've been struggling with any of this stuff, I'm building this community built for peace. And that's the sole purpose of it. If you want to join, just subscribe and there'll be a lot more of this stuff coming.